So what I'll do, I'll run you through how I pretty much make my stickers, because I need to make some different ones to order, some matte and some holographic. We'll run through some sort of papers that I use. If anyone's interested in learning how to make their own stickers, I do have a detailed video how to do that, but I will go through here for anybody who doesn't want to watch that. Some papers that I use. So for all my stickers since the dawn of time, I've used this matte sticker paper. I got them all off Amazon. They're not particularly sort of like a special brand or anything, but yeah, this one is the best one that I've found for me. It's just a matte vinyl adhesive. I use that for all my matte stickers. It's pretty good. It's the adhesive is very good on it. I haven't had any problems with it being sort of peeling or anything like that. So yeah, that's a really good one to sort of start with. I did go through quite a few different papers to find the ones that I liked. Watched quite a few different YouTube videos of how people made stickers and sold them on their Etsy shop and things like that in the beginning, and I did try some recommendations, but they weren't quite what I sort of liked and what I wanted, because I like a sort of thicker, sort of more tactile sticker. But yeah, I use that one. So that's what we're doing first. I'll be making some matte ones. Yeah. So for holographic stickers, the way I make them now is they're all matte stickers with a holographic overlay on them. But yeah, there's like a holographic sheen to it. And that's just a normal matte sticker with that on it. But I used to use this paper, which I used it for about half a year. Actually, maybe a little bit longer, because my Etsy shop is just over a year old. It turned a year in October, and I changed over to the new process that I make my stickers now, just before that. So, but yeah, this is the one I used to use. I really like it. It looks so good, and I'm so sad that it's not quite what I want. The old stickers, I really liked the way they looked, especially for like things like potion bottles like these. It looks so good, and I love the holographic sheen all over, and it's lovely, but it's just not, it's just the cons outweigh the pros on this paper, and I don't know, it's just it just makes me sad that it's not as good as it looks. The adhesive isn't great. I tested out quite a few different surfaces, and they just don't last as long as the matte ones, and they're not as thick, so I sort of tried to look for different papers. Couldn't really find a holographic paper that was just like this, but I did find overlays. Now, you could say I could just put a clear overlay on this, because it does have like a strange, also one of the problems with this is that it has a strange like tackiness to it. Like if you press hard enough, you can see your fingerprints on it, and that's not ideal, especially for long term. Like if people want these for like water bottles and stuff like that, it's just not ideal for long-term use. Putting a clear vinyl on top of it was just going to add so much more extra cost, and it just probably wasn't worth it for people just getting holographic stickers. So what I did do, I did find a holographic overlay, which is these are really good. I get the broken glass one. I haven't tried out any other ones, but I might have a look at ordering some different ones and having some like special holographic stickers or something. But yeah, this just goes straight on top of the matte stickers, so all the stickers are printed on the same paper, but holographic has this overlay on it, and the holographic overlay wasn't that more expensive than just buying the holographic paper. This holographic paper that I originally used to use was quite expensive, like quite a lot more expensive than the matte, even though it's not actually that good, which is sad. And now I've got a whole box of it, not box, but a whole thing of it, and I'm probably never going to use it, but we'll see. We'll see what I do with it. But yeah, this stuff, great, really, really good. So that all just goes on top of the matte stickers. So all the stickers, they're all the same, apart from one's shiny and one isn't, which is really good. It's that sort of consistency that I want to keep with my stickers, because obviously colour is a very important thing, and I want to keep it all sort of uniform. But the printer that I use is on Epson EcoTank printer. It's an inkjet printer. A really good printer. I haven't had any problems with it, and all the colours seem to be great on it. So for pin badges, so for this one's the like Bloodless Club one. It's like a Starian Baldur's Gate reference. Basically, this paper is like it says matte presentation paper, but it's really good. The colours on it are amazing. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It goes in my pin press really well. It's really good. It's a really good paper. You could probably print illustrations on it, but it is 120 grams, so it's pretty thin in terms of printing like prints on it and stuff. What I do use for art prints, like for this one I did a Vestarian, it's on quite like a nice thick matte paper, and that is this one here. It's like a professional photographic inkjet print paper. I really like it. It's really good. It is a little bit expensive in terms of how many sheets you get. You like that 50 sheets, and I go for it. I've also used this for greeting cards, which is a bit odd to use professional photo paper as for greeting cards, but it is really good. It's really thick and the colours are really good, and that's why I picked it to use it for greetings cards and birthday cards and everything, is because it's thick, the colours are really vibrant on it. I haven't really used any other type of paper that's this good for that sort of thing, so I haven't changed it, but I might have a look at some different ones in the future, but for now I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, so to start off with, we'll make some not holographic, we'll make some matte stickers, because I've got matte and holographic to make today. And yeah, I'll get to showing you it. So yeah, usually while I wait for this to do its thing, I'll write the order thank you cards. I always write the names of customers on the thank you cards, because I always really like it when other artists do that. I've got quite a few. I've got Leah Lexon's, I've got a couple of her thank you cards, and I've also got some from Audrey Claire as well. So I like to collect them, and I do frame them as well because I think they're quite nice, and you have some cute art on the back. I do want to make some different thank you cards with different art on the back. It's just having the time, and I'm not very good at sort of designing those sorts of things. I can draw, I can't do it, I'm not very good at design. Usually I'll get on with that. As I've already got them sorted, it's just a sort of wait until they're done. The setting I use for cutting stickers, because it's quite a thick paper, is the heavyweight paper one. It's like a heavyweight paper preset on the design space. I haven't really tested out any other ones that do it more efficiently. This is just the one that works for me, and I haven't really bothered to change it. But this does take a little while to do it, because it has to do 2 passes over it. Okay. I've just done a really stupid thing and recorded a bunch of stuff and my mic wasn't on. That's fun. So I'm gonna talk and try to draw at the same time. Well, I thought I'd give some commentary while I draw and finish my hot chocolate. So at the moment I'm drawing Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2. I'm drawing the skin differently to how I usually do it. I haven't got it up here. I usually change out my illustrations, but I really like how I did the skin tone on this bard. I like the blue sort of shading, so I've kind of moved to doing that sort of thing. And when I do draw skin, I like to do it in really thin, translucent layers. Normally in like real life, your skin tone's based on like a combination of different colours and the different layers and things, so I try and bring that into a sort of digital sense but also exaggerate it a little bit. So there's a lot of brighter colours, there's a lot more emphasis on like blues, magentas and yellows. I don't know what I'm going to do with the background. When I do these sorts of character portraits, I don't plan anything unless it's like a commission where obviously like it's all extensively planned. There's lots of different thumbnails and different versions and it takes me a very long time to finish them. But things like this where it was a fun sketch of a character, like a video game character I like, and then it turns into like a sort of finished illustration. I sort of use these as practice. I don't necessarily practice in terms of drawing the same thing over and over and over again, because that sort of repetition doesn't help me learn. I know a lot of other artists, they draw like for things like anatomy, you've got to build up that muscle memory and the eye for certain things, but when it comes to normal illustration and drawing, I like to just start a new piece and then learn as I go. So I'll find new techniques that I like, or I'll concentrate on observing certain parts of a photo reference or things like that. But the colouring for this was, and I like little, as Bob Ross would say, there aren't mistakes, there's only happy accidents, and the hair colouring on this and the highlight on the skin was definitely a happy accident, just like messing around with layers and different sort of things like that. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it's going. She needs a bit of a darker shadow, everything's a bit light, and what I really like and something that I've been experimenting with a lot is having a sketch. Like I like to keep the under sketch and then do a slightly refined sketch up on top, so her face is very refined but you can still see the circle I've drawn for the head and the very sketchy underlayers that I've done. But I also really like a really messy non-focal point and then like a really refined focal point as well. So I kind of want it to be like a tunnel vision effect. So the focal point that you're looking for, which is when you look at a piece of art, the first thing you look for is either a face or something you're being guided to by the artist, and that's something I've been experimenting a lot with. So I really like a refined sort of illustrated face or focal point, and then the rest of it's like very sketchy, and also it speeds up my process a lot faster than having to refine everything. I try not to focus on details a lot and just try and get the picture together of what I want, really. It's a less refined version. Obviously you can have illustrations that are beautifully rendered and I mean every pixel is amazing, but for these sorts of things I want to keep it sketchy. I really like the sort of sketchiness with the refined illustration or like colouring. For this one though, it wasn't actually supposed to be Ellie. It was supposed to be an illustration of Ciri from The Witcher 3, the older version of Ciri. I found a reference that I really liked. I love her character design. She looks really interesting. I really liked the different elements of her design, and I wanted to just do like a fun character illustration. I love drawing like character portraits. I am trying to differ from females. Astarion is the only one I've successfully drawn. I'm not very good at drawing men, but that's something I want to get better at. I did draw Gale from Baldur's Gate, not completely. I did a sketch of him. It's a bit difficult to draw men. I've kind of sort of honed in all my artistic skill into drawing female faces, and the structure is very different. But Yeah, and it's just something that's very natural for me. I just get on with it. But with Astarion, that one took me a very long time to get right, and I still don't think it doesn't really look like him. This one, this illustration is by a artist called Math on Instagram, and I met him at Comic-Con, and I bought that from him. I love that rendition of Astarion. It's just like exactly how I'd kind of see him, but I'm trying to get better at capturing the likeness of a character instead of just stylizing them. I want it to actually look like them instead of drawing something that kind of looks like a character and then someone goes, ah, yes, that's so-and-so. When I want it to be, when someone sees it, go, I know exactly who that is. Which is something that I would like to accomplish eventually. With Ellie, I don't know, unless you could look at this one and go, oh yeah, that's Ellie, but I think you'd have to properly look. She could just be anybody. I'm really happy with how it's going at the moment. I've got some shading to get on with. Not sure about the background, but we'll sort of see as it goes. This is where I'm at the moment. I've added some sort of rim lighting here. I've added a bit more darkness in the shadows, and also I've added her eye colour. In some photo references they're brown, some of them are green, so for the sake of the illustration I like bright colours, so we'll go for like a brighty green. I'm pretty happy with how she's sort of looking at the moment. There's not much that I want to add to her face and her hair, but I will go on to this poncho looking thing. It was just like a placeholder that I added in, sort of something to represent like a poncho or like a backpack straps, or even though I haven't really drawn the backpack. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this speech bubble. I might get rid of it. It was something that I added for like a visual interest. I do have a reference picture here of Ellie that I have got off Pinterest. She does have a bit darker hair, some bruises that I might try and incorporate, so we'll try and do that. We'll see. We'll try and use this fluffy brush. We'll utilise this one. I do flick through the same couple of brushes, so on my iPad I use the simple mode of Clip Studio. I have some brushes that I've downloaded. This fluffy brush is one from the Clip Studio Asset Store. This one is the hard round brush, which is one I use for sketching. I use this is the one I use the most. I use it for everything. It also has a sort of layering effect to it. Then I use the Turnip pen, which is the Clip Studio default, and then this blend one, the Painterly blend one, which is one I really like. I really like the stroking effect. I used to use the normal default blend, but it doesn't have the sort of same painterly effect that I like with this one. And then I have some decorations that I've downloaded. The sparkle one's pretty cool. And then I have a bunch of grass brushes as well that I've used. That was from a resource pack that I downloaded as well. I will have some of the brushes that I use in the description if anybody's interested in those sorts of things. The fluffy brush, I do like it. It's got like a pressure sensitivity, but it also is like a paint brush. So it's like an oil paint brush, so it'll bring in colours from around the background too. So we'll start with like a purple, probably something like that. That's like a bruise colour. So she's got one on her chin and she's got this sort of one here. So we can bring that across. And what we can do with this brush as well, we can add layers and build them up. And add like different colours and whatnot. And she's got a little one there. And then I can also use the Painterly blend. Oh, brush is a bit too big. My Painterly blend one, just to blend the edges out. With digital art, I found that if I use the same couple of brushes, I can develop quite a quick workflow. We want something a bit more, maybe a deep purple. Then sort of a browny colour. It does add this strange, with the fluffy brush though, it does push and pull colours together, so it's very much like a Copic marker, where like the alcohol pushes the ink together, so I want to blend that out. Even though these are very minute things, I'm nitty picking. Ideally you want to be looking a bit more from this angle. I think I'm quite happy with that now, so we'll try and move on to a sort of poncho thing that we can pretend is a coat. I'm not sure what colour to do it, so we'll go for something blue then. And we'll do it as a multiply. So multiply layers sort of is a transparent layer that fixes to the top of another layer if you use this sort of like masking tool, and then it also incorporates some of the colours and the gradient. So before it was just a normal layer on top, and then if I do to multiply, it darkens it and adds a bit more like colour variation into it. And because we've got like a strange light source coming from the bottom, we'll kind of like try and move it up a bit more like this. And what I'll do, I'll build this up over a couple different layers and we'll see how that looks. It's all pretty much trial and error when I draw. I don't really have a plan. I just do what I think looks nice. And obviously we don't want too much detail to take away from this area. This is the focal area, if not this part of her hair and face. We don't want to take away from that. So, this is the end of the video. Congratulations, you made it. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I know this was a really long video and I really enjoyed making this sort of long format type of video with me talking about random stuff to do with my shop and the art that I make. So if you enjoyed that and you want to see any more of these types of long format videos, let me know. If you liked it and you want to stick around and you like the cozy vibes, please consider subscribing. I guess that's it. So stay cozy and I'll see you all next time.